All right, I was gonna do this audio clip. It's about the whole thing about this, the corruption behind the whole system of America and the world. Is everybody's running behind slavery? Like, everybody thinks that slavery cannot change. Like, what you gotta understand, the system is slavery. The system is built to slave you. And one of the examples I was thinking of is I remember working at a car factory job. I worked at a car factory job. And you only just work on one part. That's not even one part. You just cut into plastic. That's all you did was cut into plastic. And that was your job. But hold up. They're not teaching me how to actually build a car, a full car. No, you're not learning how to actually build a car fully. No. Your ass is literally building just one little part, or not even that, because you just cut into plastic. That's all you're doing. And whoever has everything together is what pieces everything together. But guess what? You're not learning how to actually craft everything from the ground start. Same thing when you're working for doing computers. Like, nobody knows how to build a damn computer. If you really look at it, us civilians, we don't know how to build a fucking computer. We don't know how to craft a computer. We don't know, because you gotta understand, that brings too much power out of this earth from the oppressors. That takes the oppressors out of this earth, because guess what? Everybody's going to be able to build their own car. You're going to build your own car, and you're not going to have to pay to build. You're not even going to have to pay anybody any shit, because you can do it yourself. See what I mean? That's like your ass is, making a rap beat versus buying a rap beat. You can make a rap beat for free, other than going and hiring somebody to make the rap beat for you. If you do it yourself, you're gonna get it for free. So if I make a car myself, I'm gonna get it for free. If I find all the materials and able to get all the materials, that's what I said. They could open up, instead of stores, they could open up stores actually to provide the materials so people can do it themselves, and people get the knowledge. People learn how to do everything themselves. Sounds like to me, if you knowledge, that's what I said. They just trying to keep the knowledge from you. They just trying to keep all the knowledge that you deserve from you. That's why that's why nobody has control over technology. If you notice, technology and all the function of technology, nobody knows how to create technology. Nobody knows how to do that shit. We don't know how to craft, and that's the number one thing that's been destroyed, is invention, is creating. Because God, guess what? How the devil did it? Because God is the creator, and as people, we create. That's one of our traits that we took from God, because we create. God gave us the right to create, but guess what? As you can see now, you can't create. You can't manufacture yourself. That's like a clothing line. Your ass is like $15 it costs to get everything together for a pair of shoes, and they said that shit for over $200. I'm like, man, over $200 for a pair of shoes. You could buy like 15 pairs, probably like over 15 pairs of shoes for amount of you going to the store buying a $200 pair of shoes, and it would be the same actual shoe, But that's the thing, because they over here trying to rip you off, and that's the whole corruption of it. Your ass could learn how to do everything yourself. Like, why don't they have instead of having like a damn Finish Line store, how about you just open up a building to say, okay, here, like, just make your own shit. Just make your own shit. We're gonna support you to make your own shit, and you get it for free, because all the materials on this earth come free anyways. Why don't they just do it like that? Sounds like to me, you ain't gonna have to slave people to work. Sounds like to me, same thing with fast food. You ain't gonna have to slave people to work at a fast food place. You just make that shit yourself. Sounds like to me, you'd have more healthy food. You would have more healthy food because guess what? Now everybody can afford to be healthy. Everybody can afford to be healthy, right? McDonald's ain't gonna exist because you're gonna get something better. But that's the thing. That's the thing about this world. It's built on slavery. It's literally built on slavery. It's built on people not wanting to learn how to do for themselves. They'd rather slave at a job than go out and learn. What's the point of me staying at a factory job, working at that one little, not even a car part, just cutting into something And what's the point of that when I could just go out and build my own car? I could just go out and build my own vehicle. I could go out and build my own airplane and craft that shit up. It sounds hard. Yeah, it does sound hard, but that's the point. That's the point of it. Like, that's why they deceiving you, because guess what? People are afraid. People are more afraid to step out of slavery than ain't that crazy? People are afraid to step out of slavery. Well, you could learn how to create your own boat. You don't have to slave at a factory job manufacturing all those vehicles. You could just build your own vehicle yourself from the ground up, from the earth materials. But sounds like to me, that's the corruption behind business, because actually even business, you can't even go out and find a way to do that yourself. Ain't that crazy? If everybody had the way to all the information, if everybody had all the information about technology, sounds like to me, everybody would have their own technology business. Sounds like to me, everybody have their own solo business. And that's the way it should have been. That's the way it should have been. Everybody should have had their own business. Every person on this earth has the right to have their own business. Then guess what? Nike wouldn't be making money. All these shoe companies, Jordan wouldn't be making money. Nobody would be making money because you can just create yourself. Isn't that crazy? You just create your own thing. And people love to be slaves. That's what I don't understand about the people acting like they so hard wearing other people's clothing. That's not your craft. And here's the thing I notice about it is this is where it gets a little dumb too. Is I'm not talking about like when you go to Custom Ink, because I remember I had my t-shirts. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I putting my brand clothes on another person's brand clothes? Because you're using the Hanes shirt and you have to put your logo and everything on another brand logo. Like, you can't just create everything. That's the corruption behind business. That's the number one corruption behind business. And it does be hard to work on that yourself. It does. But guess what? It's not slavery. Now you learn. Now you learn it. Now you actually know how to do shit yourself. And they didn't really structure to give you the knowledge. Instead of giving you school, how about you just give us the fucking knowledge and stop procrastinating the knowledge? Stop procrastinating us from learning and actually get us to learn. Get us to actually learn. Stop procrastinating learning and actually teach us how to do shit. Because you don't know how to do shit in school, to be honest. You don't know how to do it. And they act like it. That's what they deceive you. They make you think it's too hard to craft your own airplane, to craft your own UFO, or whatever the fuck you can make. You can invent anything at that point, because now you got the knowledge to know how to invent. Well, guess what? You don't have the knowledge to know how to invent. You cannot invent because they are keeping the knowledge from you. It's not that it's hard. No, it's just they deceive you in school to make you think it's hard, but they're not even actually teaching you how to do it in school. Isn't that crazy? You go into school thinking they actually teaching you anything about that. Like, they're not teaching you anything about that though. So that's the whole corruption behind it. Is this system? You got to be a crafter. You got to be an inventor. You got to create. You got to create yourself. That's like, You could build your own home. Yeah, you could build your own home. Other than paying $200,000 for a home, you could just build that shit yourself. And guess what? It probably be a quicker process actually building it yourself. Cause building a home, it's not that complex, to be honest. They try making it seem more complex and scaring you more than it really is. So I was gonna say, you building a home versus slaving at a job. $200,000 at a 9-to-5 job, you ain't gonna get that shit not even in, like, let's say you work at McDonald's, you get like, let's just say you get $50K a year working at McDonald's, which I don't even think you do that. So that takes 4 years to get a home, and actually not even that, because it's $200,000. That takes like 5 years to get a home. And your ass could build that home. It doesn't even take that long to build that home. Like, to be real honest about that, like that's a crappy deal. You can just build that shit yourself. That's a crappy deal. So my thing is, I want to invent. I want to create my own stuff. I want to have the learning knowledge to know how to do it for myself and not have to slave for other people and have them dictate and oppress. And that's the whole thing about this corruption is People have the knowledge. There has to be a secret society out there that's stealing this knowledge, because how can you keep it going? How can you keep the knowledge from us people, and we don't know the knowledge? Someone has to know the knowledge, because how the hell are they doing it? How the hell are they still doing it? So it sounds like to me someone has the knowledge out there, a secret society, whatever, have these knowledges or something, because that's how you scope it in. And sounds like to me this is what it really is. This is how it really is. You got to actually make it a law for people to be free. You got to make it a law for freedom. You don't need all this slavery. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. But that's the whole point of it. That's the whole corruption. Is you can't invent, you can't create yourself, you can't do for yourself. Like, at least in this system, at least allow us to have the knowledge. Like, at least give us the knowledge and let us know that. But they give us the knowledge, we're gonna all fight it, and we're gonna all be like, oh shit, these motherfuckers are corrupt. Because if they actually give you the knowledge, now we're gonna be like, oh, they corrupt because we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do this. There's all these limitations. And that's the whole thing about it, is you got to get the knowledge. And the fact they want to keep you from gaining knowledge to know how to do it yourself, that's just retarded. They have all these the demonic attitudes and everything. And that's what I said, that's how I'm talking about the whole demonic people, the fallen angels that, basically crafted this whole system and control people to just be ignorant, to control them just not to even think about the future. Because now, ain't that crazy? Because that's like you telling me to do the dishes without water and soap, and you're actually gonna yell at me because I can't do the dishes without water and soap. I'm like, what the hell? You telling me to do the dishes, but there's no water and soap, and then you start yelling at me saying do the dishes, and that's exactly what they do. You don't have the materials. You can't do anything when you don't have anything. That's like me making rap music, but you don't have the studio. You don't have the equipment. You can't be the best because you don't have, because you're limited. Ain't that crazy? Because they trying to limit you, and that doesn't mean you're not talented. It's just they limiting you. They doing it on purpose, because everybody's talented. Everybody got talent in them. That's the thing I noticed. It's just you got to bring it out there, and they want you to see. That's how they deceive you when you're a little kid. Is they want you to make you think that opening a drawer is very talented. Like, how is opening up a drawer talented? Like, that's not talent. That's like them sending 85 guards in the room to keep you from opening up the drawer. I'm like, what the hell? Is just open up a fucking drawer, man. That's the same thing with building your own shit. We're crafting you for yourself. And they don't want you to know how to do that. No. And that's the number one issue on this earth, is people cannot craft from themselves. People don't have the information to. Well, someone does out there, and they have to, because someone's leading these factories. Someone's leading these slavery jobs, and they just don't want to leak the information out there and tell y'all the truth. That's what it seems like to me, is they just don't want to tell y'all the truth, because it's going to make them look bad too, because eventually they got to bring out the truth. Eventually they do, because you can't just have a world full of people who are dumb and don't know how to be knowledgeable. Like, I would rather live in a world where people can build for themselves than slaving people, to be honest. But I guess it does be like a war strategy too, because because it's gonna be too equal, and maybe like it's better for it not to be equal, because you don't know who to trust. And that's what I said, but that's the point of it, is like, basically, it's fair, it's equal. There always could be things to resolve what I just said with the whole system. I just said about creating yourself. And yeah, it's just like you can do a lot more than just nothing. Like, the government, they corrupt like that. They don't want you seeing success. They don't want you seeing yourself be something in life, or knowing how to be something in life. They don't want to see you make it. They just want to see you fail and fail and fail and fail. And since I figured out this main secret about invention, about being your own scientist, is basically, you'd be working at every job, but at the same time, that's better. That's like you choosing one job your entire life, over working at every job. And basically you are going to be working at every job because you're going to be knowledgeable to know how to do everything. And to say that you can't be knowledgeable like that is retarded, because there's already people out there like cult leaders or whoever it is that somehow have the information to do it. So the fact that the information is not there to know how to do it is retarded, because now that's tyranny. That is tyranny, or whatever the hell it's called. That's tyranny, because that's basically corruption and whatever the hell, and that's against one of the amendments. I think is tyranny or some shit. Is them being, whatever, but that's basically what it is they just a bunch of snakes, man, and they gotta give it up. They gotta give the information out, because y'all can't keep trying to slave people at these workplaces. And understand, y'all gotta understand that we not in natural human habitation. I'm not saying you have to make it really difficult, because you could always find ways to like get stuff. That's why I said a system of support to invent for yourself. You need support to invent for yourself. You could just hire people to support invention, to support you making and crafting for yourself. And it doesn't have to be some like really hard shit like you see those videos on YouTube about them trying to build. No, it could be advanced technology function that you're able to do it for yourself. And we already living in a world where we already that high ranked up in technology. So now you gotta understand, we can do it now even better, because we have better technology, right, than we did. So now people can start creating for themselves and doing for themselves. And and you gotta understand, just people, either way, people gonna have to slave. So I mean, I'd rather slave and be my own inventor than slave and just allow the devil to, or the devilish government to just basically keep me not knowing how to do shit for myself and learning about life. Because that's the devil's strategy, to get you to not believe in God. Because this is exactly what it is. Because there's a lot of magic going into it that they don't want to let you know. And that's the thing about it, is since I just discovered this and I know it, it's like something's has to be brought up about this stuff, because this is just ridiculous. Like, this is what we need. We need this key thing, and we need to get all the support we need to get motherfuckers to invent for themselves and create for themselves, instead of buying all these people's products. And I understand, it's crazy, but you could actually at least build this system up, and then eventually you could demolish the system. As long as you get enough support, you could have people thinking of ways for freedom instead of slavery. So that's what I was gonna say, is I'm glad I started this. I lit it up. I lighted this whole system up to be known, and that's just what I wanted to do and say, basically. So with that being said, it's been a good audio. Peace out.